Hello everyone. Hi TTP audience. Today we are together with Cody. Cody, hi.
Hey guys.
As usual, Thursday live trading room. We're gonna trade futures. Today, Cody is gonna guide you on the market, show you his approach, show you his systems, and it's very important to have such person around who is ready to share his experience and share his view on the market. Cody, is there any insights already you can share with us on the market? Maybe you check the charts and you can see there is going to be a big day with a lot of trades, or
Um,
maybe not much.
I like to sort of get an indication of what's going to happen today. I like to look at the volume that's already occurred today, which I'll discuss when we get on the charts, what I call the daily volume, and also regarding whether there's news announcements during the session. So because there's lots of news later tonight, sometimes that actually means our session will be very quiet because everyone's holding off. So sometimes that's a good indicator of what we're about to go through. But then if you're trading later tonight for me, the US session, that's going to be very volatile.
Cool. That's very interesting. I hope the session is going to be, as usual, exceptional. Before we start,
Yeah.
I just want to check that all of our Zoom viewers can chat, can hear us, and can see us. Looks.
Yep. I think it's okay.
Guys in Zoom, could you please tell us?
All,
Yeah, all
yep,
good
all
here?
good. Beautiful.
Yes, great. Cool, Cody. Then I'm gonna give the word to you. I'm gonna give you the beginning of the stream, and I wish you all guys good luck today and a lot of profitable trades.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, team. Happy Thursday, guys. Welcome everyone wherever you are, all around the world. Truly an international audience today, which is cool. So we will get straight into it because we are with TTP, and there are some new traders in. We're going to have to go through our compliance. That's okay. It's what we do. So yeah, this is how we start our sessions here with TTP when we do this little collab. It's been a lot of fun. We've been doing it over a year now, I think. Might be 1.5 years. While we do a live trading room, guys, we get immediate proof of performance. It builds confidence in your strategy and analysis. You know, it's like being in a match. If you're playing sport, there's nothing like match day fitness and a game day environment. There's nowhere to hide either. So, you know, we can't fake our trades, fake our calls. We can't show you after the session and go, this is what we took. There's nowhere to hide. That's what I love. It's also a really good way, if you do have questions, you can ask them as they're happening or as they're coming to your mind. You know, and especially if a specific scenario comes up, I know I often have a question and then I can't find an example I want. So if that example comes up, you can ask it straight away and we can answer it for you. So with Samurai, we run this live trading room 5 days per week, covering the Euro Open and US close sessions. We are in the midst of adding the European US Open as well. And we also have a virtual LTR. So essentially, it's a place where traders can come in, talk to each other. The charts are running with our special indicators, and people can trade sort of as a little team if they wish. We have had a little recent change with Samurai. We now, in the European Open, we have 2 rooms. We have a US only room, meaning the US market traders will be in one room and the European traders are in the other, even though they're both trading the European Open. It's very early days, but what we're finding is it's actually a lot easier for the moderator, i.e. myself, to call. So we're not missing many trades. We're able to answer more questions, help students. So essentially making more profit and doing more teaching, which is great. So we'll keep going with that over the course as a trial for the next few months, and see how we go. So your foundation for success for trading is psychology. Okay, so target a strategy that works in real time, build knowledge and expertise using this strategy. This develops your discipline, gives you profit, and it's easy to measure your performance. All right. It builds in a nice positive feedback loop. So basically, the more money you're making, the more confidence you have. All right. The more discipline you have, the more money you make, the more confidence, and it just keeps going, going, and going. All right. So we do have to go through our compliance. Okay. So Trading Pit offers demo accounts to all users with challenges. Okay. All content and information on the website in this presentation is for informational purposes only and should not be interpreted as financial advice. Okay, so just remember that all results achieved in the past are no guarantee of future results. So trading does have associated risks. Okay, now trading futures is a product that carries margin or is based on margin and carries a high level of risk, so it may not be suitable for everyone. All right, essentially your money is being borrowed from a clearinghouse. Okay, meaning you can trade a larger position in the market than you would have based on your account balance. Okay, so this enables us to make a lot of money, but it also enables you to lose a lot of money too at the same time, this is why it's determined as a high level of risk trading futures. Okay, just a reminder, the information in this presentation is general information only, and any advice given or implied is general advice only. We don't understand your financial or personal situations. Okay, so only risk what you're willing to lose, essentially. And again, past performance to this product is not and should not be taken as an indication of future performance. All right, again, this presentation is for educational purposes only, and the opinions expressed what I provide are opinions expressed by myself and only opinions. Okay, so they should be taken in a hypothetical situation. Okay, and may not be able to be replicated in a live trading room. What that sort of sees, guys, is I may call a trade at a certain price. Some traders will be able to get it. Some might not be able to, depending on the speed of the market, how quickly you can get your trade on, et cetera, whether it picks you up or not. If I give you a price to go long at, say, 68, a random number, and I say you want to go from 68 to 78, but you get in at 70 and it goes to 78, pays all the ones who are supposed to, but then goes the other way and you don't get paid. That's exactly what we're talking about there. All right. So who am I, guys? I actually used to be a physiotherapist. My name is Cody. I'm from Australia. I worked with a lot of elite teams and athletes in the physiotherapy space, but I also worked with veterans, military veterans and special forces. So I fell in love with mental health, the psychology. So I used to use exercise to treat physical and mental health issues. Why is that relevant? Because of that, I really started honing in on psychology, especially with high-level athletes and I guess military personnel. And I saw a lot of similarities between them and traders. I firmly believe that professional traders should treat trading and treat themselves like professional athletes. I think it's the best way to succeed. So I have been trading for a while now, over 10 years. I say successfully only 2. I've learned all the lessons the hard way. I don't call them losses, I call them lessons. And trust me, those lessons have cost me a lot of money. But that's why I'm here, so I can impart some wisdom to others, and hopefully save people from having to learn the lessons themselves, because it's been a long, long journey. So trading has definitely changed a lot since then. We had to use our own money to fund accounts when I first started, but now we have amazing partners and platforms such as TTP where you can get funded accounts, which makes the game a lot easier to get into, with a lot less risk as well. So I'm a trading coach and presenter with Samurai, and I'm a trading mindset coach. Outside of that, I do CrossFit, so I coach, and I'm also an athlete. I love to keep busy, even though I trade for a living. I don't like sitting still. I have a cafe here in Bali that's very busy, and I love being hands-on And I also love to travel and create content. So I like to go all around the world. That's me and my little mate. He's an Australian Shepherd Shadow. If you want to reach out to me or follow my journey, I'm much more active on Instagram compared to Facebook, and WhatsApp I pretty much only use for business and friends. So yeah, if you want to follow my journey or have any questions, just reach out to me on Instagram. A lot of fun. On YouTube, guys, we do Samurai Day Trading does have a YouTube channel. We always post our trade of the day or lesson of the day. For example, on Monday we had a loss. It was everything was actually fine. We do have a signal that runs at just over 95%. So it's one of the first losses we've had in a while. So hopefully that's just the one of the 5 out of 100 trades we get. But we also provide little snippets of our day. So have a look there if you're interested. If you are interested in learning more about us, whether it's a school or joining our live trading room, you can find more info. You can email us or go to the Samurai Day Trading website. Okay. What to expect, guys? The screen's going to look like this. So we have the American markets, NASDAQ and S&P 500 on the left. They like to work in synergy. FDAX and FESX will be on the right. They're the big European markets. We don't trade FESX, but we do use it to help as a guide, specifically with the FDAX. Okay, so that's our European market. As we always say, let the market do the heavy lifting. So let the market come to you. Don't rush and try and manufacture a trade, all right? Just let it set up. Okay. All right, so let's just focus on what works. All right, team. Let's get into the chart. So one of the biggest questions I always get is about Fibonacci. So not everyone uses it. We love it. I love it. So I'm actually going to mark up FESX with you, just so you can sort of understand how I do it, what I see, and why I do it. So I can see here this big move up. So we're looking at coming down. So I want to have a clear indication of where that might fall to. All right, so I'm going to draw that up there, like so. All right, on the 4-hour chart, you could even have one like this as well. Looks like that one's honored really well. So I might change this to here because I can. I'm going to draw one here as well, like I just had. Make that blue. Oh no, why are you giving me circles? All right, come down the 60-minute chart. Now, if we do come up, I want to know where we're going. So I'm going to put that one on there. You could even go to that if you want. This seems to be honoring it a little bit more because it's already touched it there. So that's why I've picked that one, while this 50, we haven't touched it yet. So it's not to say that that's incorrect, but I've seen it's already touched that one, honored it, pulled back. It's come back up to it again. So for me, that's the one that it is potentially honoring. Let me just check the chat on the other screen. Chat there. Okay. All right. Cool. Awesome. Okay. I come down to the 15-minute chart. All right. I'm not seeing too much extra that I need to add. For me, when I moderate, I put on more Fibonacci because if it does go one way or the other, I like to know. I don't want to have to spend all the time swapping and changing. So I can keep on the analysis. When it's just me personally, I don't have as many Fibonacci on because I like to sort of change it as I go. It does come up there. All right, so at the moment, that's kind of all we've got. All right, so I did talk about, we had a really good question is how do I know or get a gauge of what to expect in the market before the session? So I look at the daily volume. So if our daily volume, we base off ES. So the daily volume at the moment, I go to the daily chart or the 1440-minute chart. I look at the bottom right-hand corner. That's the current daily candle, 105,000. So why I'm interested in that, the daily candle opens at the start of the Asian session. All right. Now, I usually say around 60,000 is probably moderate. 60 to 70,000 is moderate. Anything over that, we start to get high volume. So the fact that we're already over 100,000 contracts dealt on ES suggests that there's been quite a lot of exchange of money already in the market. That's largely based on news and announcements. It's also based on Asia waking up and reacting to sort of what the US said overnight, or the rest of the world said overnight during their sessions. Okay, so already a lot of volume has been dished out. That gives me a sign, right, it's going to be higher volatility today, so we have to keep an eye on risk. Okay, so these candles, some days you look at the same size candle and it's only 20 ticks. For example, this green candle, 180, that is 260. 25, 180. Wow. So 220. That's oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong chart. That's why it seemed ridiculous. So, yes, like this red candle here, 85 to 62, 13. So that's a 50 tick candle. No, wrong. 62 to 85 is 23. So that's a 92 tick candle. All right. So sometimes that same candle, it looks similar, but maybe it's only 50. So you just got to always keep an eye on our PVI as our volatility indicator, predicted volatility indicator. We don't have much scheduled news during our session. Okay, there is one on the turn of the hour. There is some tentative European announcements. Okay, during the session, largely we're unaffected by that. We'll just have to wait and see. However, there is lots of news later on after our session and during the US session, lots of red flag news, both across Great Britain, Europe, and the US. So if you are trading the later sessions, just watch out for that. What that can mean for us, though, is we do get a fast start because of the volatility, and then it kind of just goes sideways or fizzles out, particularly around the MDI, which is this big, currently green ribbon, because it wants to wait and settle before the news announcements later on. All right, so let's have a little look at the US charts. We can do that side by side. Looking at the weekly charts, you can see we're starting to go a little bit sideways now. The daily charts tell more of a story. We're right at the bottom of a range. If you don't know what a range is, all right, I can almost draw a little box for you. All right. It's sort of, you can see within this box, it's going up and down, very sideways, all right? So right at the bottom of this range, ES, similar as well. The 4-hour chart paints a truer picture, especially once I zoom out. If we break below these lows, it's got a long way to fall, a long, long way to fall right down to this level here. Okay, you can see that Fibonacci is. So just to zoom out again, if it breaks through this level, watch out below, it's going to come all the way down, all right? Now, as you can see, each time it's approached this level, it has turned off it. So I'm not going to be surprised if we start turning off it, which it looks like it has. The fact we've sold down so hard sort of indicates that it might rally up, but eventually these levels down here are not going to hold, okay? Same with ES, you can see this key level here. It's bounced off it numerous times. I think this was late last week. It tried to break through, it's turned back up and honoring it, came back down 2 days ago, tested that, bounced up again. All right, now we're there again. So this level's holding really, really well. Eventually, it's not going to have a much defense and it will just rocket, to the downside. So we just have to keep an eye on that, all right? But again, if I look at the 60-minute chart, it looks like it is slowly trying to come back up. Don't be surprised if we do get caught here and go sideways. Now, These big sell-off, these orange candles, they're strong selling candles. All right. So might want to turn back up first. We'll wait and see. Very interesting time that we are in at the moment. All right. If I have a look at Europe, I'm going to bring over my FDAX chart so I can go side by side with FESX. All right, still a big gap up here to close on FDAX. It tried to push up and close. It didn't quite get there. FESX earlier on in the week made an all-time high. All right, you can see we had a big sell-off yesterday and then actually rallied and bought itself all back. Oh, sorry, you'll see that more on the 4-hour chart. You can see, again, we're sort of starting to create a little range, more so on the 4-hour chart, tells a bigger picture. So FDAX, whoops, that's what I did. FDAX is starting to create a range similar to what NASDAQ is doing. Again, very strong support down here. If we do get all the way down there, I expect another bounce, but once that breaks, it's got a long, long way to fall to the downside as well. Currently, we're sort of bouncing off these tops that are just here. Okay, so that support level goes right across. All right, so the 4-hour chart says we're ranging. The 60-minute chart says we're starting to come all the way down. Now, what happened yesterday was we actually had a massive, massive sell-off. I think it was yesterday. Here, we had this really, really big sell-off all the way down, and then we started to buy back up. We couldn't recover. The US session happened, sold down again. All right, tried to recover, and then the US closed. It sold down again. So now we might be trying to recover. How far will it recover? Remains to be seen. So we do have a couple of Fibonacci there that may stop it. So it's at a pretty key level now, determining on if it's going to continue to the downside or buy back up. So if I look at FESX also as the guide, not too much information there, but you can just see these lows here. I'm going to make that bigger. It's hanging on just. So if it breaks through them, if FESX wants to go, it'll come down to this price point again here. And again, you can see twice it's failed at this key level. And if that can't hold, it'll come down further. Now that'll drag the other European market with it. Oh, I forgot English today. Okay, just bear with me for 2 seconds, team. All right, guys, I am back. Just grabbing some water, checking on the dog. He's all settled. Yes, they do now. Correct. All right, we've still got 5 minutes. My computer's running a little slow. I think it's because I essentially have 3 cameras running. So if it's okay, I'm just going to turn the cameras off. Sometimes in Bali, the internet is not as fast as we'd like. It's pretty good, but the camera is definitely slowing things down. So it's okay. You don't have to see my ugly face anymore. So I'm just going to turn the cameras off for now, just to make sure the speed runs okay, and we don't lose connection, etc., etc. Just doing checks in the background. Okay. 161. So if you've got any questions, team, please send them through. If I don't answer your question straight away, I'm not ignoring you. We always prioritize profit in the live trading room. Okay. So I'm trying to make students and people as much money as I can. So profit first, education second. I will come back to your question. And if I completely forget after a while, then please just remind me. Okay, I'm just chewing my own checks, making sure I've got the right things loaded. Because I don't want to make a mistake. All right, team. So, opening candle. What we're looking at, FDAX is looking like it's coming down. FDAX is already going to start to come down. So looking for, there is the gap. It's already closed it. So look for a pre-bottom reversal. I'm just going to draw an extension to the downside. So these 76s, it's probably going to bounce there, but it's going to be too early for us. So pre-bottom looks like a nice potential reversal point. Let me just adjust some fibs. You've got this 76 here. It's coming down the 90. For Nazi, again, pre-bottom and that 50 is an option to bounce off. Okay. If it comes up to the higher side, I like these 76s. All right. And what's hiding there? I've got something hiding behind that. Something here. Have a look. Weekly 50. There is a weekly 50 drawn the other way. Then that's what it's turning off there as well. ES, I'd love for you to turn back up to the open or PP and come short again. If it is going to keep coming to the downside, you're going to look for Fibonacci. Just blown through that one. So maybe the 76, you can go to a larger one as well. Now, I always prefer pivots. So I'll leave that up to you guys on how you want to take it. All right. So let's see how we go. 1 minute to go. Okay. So volume on the US is quite good. So already at extensions. The gap may not have an impact because it's already been closed. FESX has not closed its gap though, so the pre-bottom is okay. Just be a little bit careful. Pre-bottom is okay for FDAX. Looks like the gap is there. Okay, it's coming down to that 15-minute 50. We're climactic already. Now, normally opening candle, we like to wait for it to go climactic first, and usually wait a full minute. So climactic tick. This now is rocketing down. So you're going to have over 20 points of risk. You're on the opening candle. So potentially it might not be a trade. Now, I do have another. I've got a 1618, an old one. I'm just going to bring over. I've missed it. And that's what it is. So I honored this old 5-minute 1618 really, really nicely. It is a bit annoying now. It's not your traditional one. So Nazi's already pushed down to that pre-bottom, like we said, and the 50. ES hasn't gotten low enough unless... no, there's nothing super clean. Oh, there's that one. Maybe it honored that one on ES. So my apologies about that. FDAX, there is a long off the pre-bottom. The issue now is your risk is about 23 points. Okay, your climactic, you do have a V2, which helps. You've got the 50 sitting there at 688, which aids it. The long, just watch out for the gaps. As soon as it hits that gap, bring your risk control in. Okay, it's going to be fast because I don't want it to push into that gap now, come short again. FESX is buying, but it's now pushing back into its pivots. All right. So FDAX, you're hopefully in and out, or you just didn't take it because it was too tight. Nazi, you've gone really well off that 50 or pre-bottom if you took it. Some of you wouldn't have taken it because it's back into the gap and the bottom of the MDI. So it's a bit of a fast start. Now there's that short off the top we said. That's a weekly 50 sitting there. We mentioned that in the pre-market. I was a little slow to remind you of it. As soon as it hit that, look at the bounce. So you can see the power of those pivots. ES has now hit its open as well, which we talked about as a potential shorting point. All right, let me zoom in on that for you. Okay, we said the PP or the open in our analysis. So FDAX, you're coming down in those extensions again. Now, it was the old extension I had on. All right, so it's not honoring this previous one, but you can see how well it honored it here, which is why I liked it. Now it's doing it again. It's a pretty fast start there. So potentially what FDAX has done is there would have been a lot of stops sitting under this previous candle. So it's come down, picked up all those stops. So a stop in this case, because it's a sell, a stop is actually a buy order. So those buy orders have fueled the buying back up. All right, now we're not going to take a trade. We're inside the last 90 seconds. We don't take trades just because the market can react pretty hard. So we'll have to wait and see how this closes. Nazi, you're again looking for that push-up fail and short off this level. ES, you're looking for a push-up and short again. I can't send you long. unless you're a bit of a cowboy, you want to push down to the open, then long off this V3 delta. Really good volume on the US markets. Maybe a little too much for some. PVI is over 100. So you've got to be mindful of your risk, which is why I like these little reversals. FDAX, you're going to have a climactic reversal. You'd want it to push down into these Fibonacci first and then go over the top of the candle. I want to push down first, and then it's just kiss the 50. You want to push down first, like so, before taking the long. If you get the lower low, you can go off that 1618. Now, if this wants to free fall, it can. We're not off a pivot. Let me just remind you, we're not off a pivot. Okay, FESX is buying, but buying into its open. NASDAQ, if you did get that push down in the V3, you've already been paid, so well done. I'm not sure if anyone picked that up. So if you're looking for my extension, it's here. It's an older 5-minute extension that it's honored. ES, you're pushing up now, so you now can look for the short if that's part of your plan. I think this might be coming short though. So there's the lower low. If you're long off the 1618, it looks like it's gone through fives, maybe more. Might be through tens. Got a V3 there. So if you are long, you're probably cheering. That's back into its pre-bottom. Right from the bottom. It's from ages ago. Let me just confirm how I drew it. Yeah, it's been a while since I've drawn it on. No, it's off that one. There. I think it was. No. There. Is that the right price? 5084. There. Did you get that one, Dan? All right, so now you're pushing up to those 76s. You can probably start to draw it the other way now if we want to go. But it was originally from here. It seems to be holding because on that 76, it's bounced off that 50 multiple times now. So I've left it on. Well done, Breezy. All right, FDAX, we're actually looking strong to the high side. It's going to be a lot of risk to go above the candle. So you'd want to push down to the gap, and if it fails there, you may be able to go long. If it comes all the way down to the pre-bottom, little lower low, look to take the V3. NASDAQ, you're looking actually for a push up and fail at the 76. ES, you're getting potential longs. I haven't got anything there for you failing at. Let me check your 70. There's another fib here, 90. So nothing really for ES. All right, need a retrace for FDAX to go long, if that is your trade. Okay. Let's see what happens here. So Nazi, we didn't get the higher high. Oh, I forgot to yes. ES, you're pushing back. There's a short there, that V3, but I can't see you short in the pivot. There's actually a long loading now off the PP. FDAX, if you did take that long off the gap, as we said, wait for it to push down, then you can go long above the gap or pick up that V3. So both have paid really well done. I hope that was clear enough. NASDAQ, you're getting that higher high, so there will be some traders looking to go short there off that, if that is your trade. Oh, really? Okay. That might be because it's running so much stuff in the background. Okay. There's not too much I can do about that, Shirley, at the moment, because I will lose all the live streams. So my apologies if there's a little bit of lag, guys. Well done, Breezy. So NASDAQ, if you did get that higher high, looks like it's pushed up and paid 20s and 40s. I've built a new ATM and you can see it's executed nicely. It's actually an FDAX ATM, but I tested on NASDAQ just to make sure it works. All right. Nice, Nikki, well done. So FDAX, with this higher high now, it could actually swing short. All right. So if that is yours, wait for a push up into the open short under it or under the 50, only if this is your trade. Okay. Otherwise, wait for it to push down, make a lower low, and some of you are going to go long off the pre-bottom. If neither of those are your trades, guys, just wait it out, and we will find a more suitable entry for you. Okay. FESX is looking very long. Nazi, you got a static bar reversal, so either push up, fail short under the 76s, or push up, and you can go short off the body. Now, that's going to reduce a bit of risk, but your strike rate goes slightly down if you're short there off the body. So you've got the push up. So just so I'm clear, the strike rate is slightly less off this trade. However, it mitigates a lot of risk. Okay. Otherwise, high short off those 76s. Nazi, ES, you've got the same trade. So push up short off the body. If this is your trade, you want failure first, so preferably even up to the lower OSR, upper OSR, and then short there. So FDAX, you're now pushing up to the open and upper OSR if that is your trade. Again, it's a very technical one. The issue will be the middle of the MDI. So the 50 short under the 50 now is probably more preferred. So there's Nazi now pushing up. So the 76 trade. Yep. Michael, and that's completely valid, mate. This isn't a trade for everyone. There are people that just trade once it pushes back into a pivot on the other side. They'll look to go short. Now, if I'm looking to go short, I'm probably a little bit more concerned because there's V3s long, which is fueling buying. FESX, it's less efficient, but it's still buying. I need to look at FESX and see what else. NASDAQ, you've got a higher high now, but this might be going to its pre-top. So now NASDAQ might be looking to break out long. And if that's the case, we're going to have to readjust some Fibonacci. I'll do FESX first because that's not going to impact us as much. It's going to be this one. That's already been done. That's going to be an extension here as well. There. Okay. So 76 there on FDAX, if you like, reversing off 76s. With the strength of this candle, with FESX running long, I'm personally waiting for a pivot. So the PP and pre-top overlapping, I feel much more comfortable reversing on. Nazi, I haven't seen you come back through yet to pick up that 76. Clearly the SBR is not happening now. So last 90 seconds, so no more trades. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly try and adjust some fibs and see if I can find anything else. There's another set of 76s if you draw to that one as well. I might put that on now. Oh. There. Let me check that that's... Yes. there. Okay. So, Nazi, you're looking for a push up. I would rather have failed the pre top than short. Otherwise, push up short off the 141 and 76. Watch out for the upper OSR hiding just there because it might bounce, which it just did. ES, you're looking for a push up fail at the gap or these 76s here, then short underneath because you actually have very strong buying candles on the American market. So you want failure. It's hard for me to send you long because you're going long into brick walls at the moment. All right. Even though it's a very strong candle, the risk is way too high. So there's that push up and failure. It's gone short. I'd bring my stop into the upper OSR now on NASDAQ. Okay. Lock in profit. ES, you probably didn't push up high enough. FDAX, it's a strong candle long, but back in the 76s, so I can't put you into that. The short, you actually need to push up first before going short. 240 minute. Okay, let me have a look at that one, Toby. So Toby's talking about this. This is a 240 minute SBR just here. Yes, it could trigger. Absolutely. It's just the fact that it's tried to trigger a few times already, you know. See you, Danilo. Hope you have a good day. So FESX is now turning. Okay. Yep, correct. That's a bit ugly. So no trades, guys. Let's hold off here and wait for this candle to close. All right, let's see how we close. right. FDAX, if we close as is, you're going to look for a lower low. So touch the 76, then long off the pre-bottom. Okay, especially because FESX is into its pre-top. So that's going to fuel a bit of buying. If it bounces, wow, NASDAQ, you have just rocketed. So there is actually a short setting up on NASDAQ, but the risk is really, really high. Okay, so even the retrace now, your entry is way too much, guys. So risk is way too much. Your entry is just below here. And ES is back into its pivot. So no trade short for ES. Nazi, if you get all the way up here, again, you can look for a push up and a failure and then go short over the 176, the 141 or the pre-top. ES, you're looking for a push up here and then short under the gap if that is your trade. It's a little bit tricky with FDAX. I want a failure at that 76, then the long. The issue is there's a version 3 delta sitting there as well, which often when they get triggered, they run. What you need is you actually need FESX to get a heavy rejection and bounce. Now you can take that V3 short if that's your trade. Just remind you are into a 76. So FDAX, if you did go long, it looks like you're through fives. Just watch for the gap there. So it looks like it went down. We didn't quite get a lower low, but if you did take it, there's failure. Yes, there is. I'd actually prefer this candle sort of to close as is. So NASDAQ, you didn't push up as high as I wanted, but if you did get off that upper OSR, well done. Here comes the short now. So you can be short. And if you are short, you're already through, looks like 20 ticks. Just be careful because ES is pushing back into this pivot. So if this holds, this PP, it's going to hold up NASDAQ as well. So NASDAQ is if you're short, please lock in profit. It's definitely through 20s now. Okay, well, depending where you entered, but please lock in profit because if ES can't break through this pivot, that's a lower low and it will swing back the other way. So NASDAQ, you are 100% through 20s on that trade. So no new trades. So well done, NASDAQ, because if you did pick up that trade. Here comes a swing back the other way. If you're short for FDAX, I want it to really rocket down for you. I'd like for it to come touch the lower OSR for those short. If you are short, that's a nice target. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this area here. All right. Now, it's a little bit tricky, but NASDAQ, you're actually loading swing longs. You've pushed, it's a continuation trade. So there is a long push down off these V3s. It's not our traditional setup. It carries a little bit more, slightly lower success rate, but no doubt it is there. The push down the V3 and it's just paid. ES, you had the same trade. Once it pushed on the PP, you could have gone off the body. Sorry, I was a little slow identifying that for you. That V3 long is valid. Just watch out for the upper OSR, but the trade was off the body of this candle here once it pushed down to that PP. So NASDAQ, you've already gone and paid. FDAX, you've closed under and gapped above. So I don't like it, but some of you will see that as a really nice ratio-based long. Push down fail, you can go off the body there if it is your trade at 698. Now, you're going into pivots. There's pros and cons in that. There's also a Toby long at 709. We're assuming closes over pivots and into the MDI. So again, it really depends on how you trade. So if you're new to this room, how I moderate is I identify all possible trade setups. That doesn't mean you have to take it. There's just a large variety of different traders in this room. Some take a lot more and some wait for perfect A+ setups. Some days they get one, some days they get none. So I'm just trying to identify everything that is available. Please don't pull the trigger unless it is part of your trading plan. So there'll be a lot of traders looking at this and going, absolutely no way. And there'll be some traders going, yep, this is my perfect setup. So FDAX, your volume, you're 2 minutes through the candle and your volume is 60. So remember at the start, I said we might have a fast start and then we'll see it fizzle out. So let's just keep an eye on this volume. Now, even the US markets, ES still looks good. NASDAQ is slowing, but is still okay. ES, FDAX, I have concerns. So there it is. I don't know if anyone would have been able to hold short because it would have come back up and taken them out in positive. So Nazi, if you did take it, we did say wait for a push down long off the body or the V3. It has gone really, really well. ES push down long off the body. And if you missed it, the V3 was available and that's gone really well as well. So the American markets are probably having a little bit more fun today, which is nice. And if you haven't taken a trade, don't beat yourself up or be disappointed. This is high volatility trading. A lot of these trades, I wouldn't say have been beginner trades, junior trader setups. Very much more advanced trading styles here, or definitely for the cowboys as we call them, and cowgirls. And for some people, just cows. Suzanne, where are you? Oh, awesome. Well done. So this is failing at that older 1618. Now, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, so we had this one on. Drew this on in the pre-market, right? Because it honored it really well here. Now, during the pre-market, obviously I was in early. It came up and broke it. So I did take it off, but I left it on my other chart and it seems to be holding really well. 15-minute 50 as well. Yep, I think I took that off because we started running long. And of course, now it burst through. Typical MJ. Michael, you've done the same thing as me. As soon as you say it, it goes through it. So interesting times here. NASDAQ, what is the time? I can't really send you short into this area. There's nothing super clear to send you long, so no trades. ESA. See, there's actually a short under ES at the V3, but there's a short there. But the issue is the open and the top of the MDI, which can hold it up. However, it's been so volatile it might just rocket through that, which it looks like it's just done. So it's, if you were short, well done. FDAX, that's a very, very, very strong candle short. The issue is going to be the risk on that. I'm not sure if you can carry it, but a push up the V3 or outside the range is okay. You want convincing failure. FESX, you've got a little bit of room down below. So FDAX, if you've taken that short, the V3 has paid. Outside the range has not. Just checking. I need to go and check other stuff in the background. There's news. Okay, nothing drastic. Okay. All right, now it's free falling. So, Toby, this was what I was concerned about when you mentioned that 4-hour static bar long. Is that it was actually built of a lot of wicks. So it's good identification, but it failed there essentially 1, 2, 3, 4 times to build that short, that long. So it's actually not a long setting up. It was a failed long. That's why we're melting down. So ES, that was a nice trade. Some have stayed out because of their rules of the pivot. We're coming down to that 76 that Michael identified, the 15-minute chart. I'm just having a look to see if there is anything else. There might be. There's an extension there. I'm just putting on now. It's a little bit lower. So if you did take a long off the 76, well done. So we identified that. The Cowboys who bounce off 76s have picked up 5s and 10s. Tip my hat to you. Nazi, there was nothing there for me to send you. It's just following ES. ES, A, B, C. ES actually had a 2-tier reversal. Sure. Oh, I've had that before. This is the issue when the volume goes down. It's a weird scenario where there's physically not many contracts on there, but it's high volatility because the market the candles are quite big. It's this is where you get a lot of errors in the market. I think I've found. Oh no, it looked better before. Thought I found it. I was wrong. I'll just make this one normal color. Template load default there. So I do have a okay. So FDAX, you're actually getting long setting up above the candle. Or it depends on how this closes. Nazi, you're getting that continuation trade. If this is a small red candle, you're actually setting up longs. You'd want ES above its open for that to occur to be safer. So see all these little, this is lots of buying. So you'd want a little push down first before taking the long either off the body, the V3, or above the candle. It really depends on how you trade. ES back into its open is a concern for some traders, so please keep that in mind. It's a continuation trade. So continuation off the MDI has a lower success rate, but it does give you the opportunity to go long. So if the push down, there's a long, it may run because there's been a lot of buying orders there. Watch out for that 50. So it's popped. So it's gone through 20s now. ES, you don't have the same trade because we're back into some resistance. So NASI, you should be through 20s or risk control already in. FDAX, you do have the ratios to go long. The issue, what's yours? 35. Your entry, your risk is over 25 points minimum to 30 points of risk, okay, which is too much for most people. Otherwise, if you take the trade, wait for a push down to the 76 of failure, and you're going to go long around 642, 643. You'd want to push down first. So now that there's that higher high, NAS, you can actually turn and go short further. Same with ES. So I wouldn't take this again, personally. For me, once a trade's sort of done its dash or hit its target, it's done. That doesn't mean it won't go again, but the percentages of it going again is less compared to the first time. Sometimes I should shut up because NASDAQ is just reloaded and gone again really well. Excuse me, guys. All right, we're going to hit our last 15 minutes. So in the last 15 minutes, we typically don't take a trade. Now, that was a European rule we brought in. We found the majority of our losing trades were occurring in the last 15 minutes of the hour. So we just said, right, let's not trade the last 15 minutes. And what you'll see as we get close towards the turn of the hour, so the last 15 minutes of the hour, the volume drops significantly until the turn, and then it picks back up. So that's the big reason behind it. Now, some American traders have also adopted that. American market traders, I should say, have also adopted that philosophy and don't trade the last 15 minutes. The volume does drop, not as significantly as it does on the European markets, but sometimes it just doesn't behave how it normally does. So up to you guys. But also, this gives us an opportunity if you do have questions or want me to go through anything. This is sort of the best time to do that. I'm checking the chat. I'm trying to check the chats. I've got nothing there, nothing. Nothing there. Okay. So you guys can't see me. I turned my cameras off just to, there was a bit of a lag. So I turned them off hopefully to help with that because we're running on Zoom, we're running on YouTube, and we're running on vMix as well. Woof. Look at that. Now it's starting to melt. Wow. All right, last 15 minutes so we don't take a trade. If you do that, watch at yesterday's low. There might be a bounce here. 4605. There you go. There's the bounce. Now, if it wants to come through and hit this 3, what we call a V3, it's going to tumble. FSX, yeah, you're right. FSX does want to close its gap. So let's see how the market reacts. Which also means I'm going to have to redo some fibs again. Okay. Oh, if this all turns long, I have to do the fibs again. All right. FSX has been within a point of its gap now. Didn't really trade this last 10 minutes, but there's a climactic reversal there on Daxi. Just wait, guys. This will be the last 5 minutes. Oof. Yeah, if you're heading off, guys, have a great weekend. Or rest of your day, I should say. Yeah, I know. Don't I know? It'd be nice if we set up a nice reverse on the new hour. So I'm just going to adjust fibs. Waiting for the turn of the hour. FDAX to close above yesterday's low, so we can go long. Let's see how we close, because if it gets above yesterday's low, we could be on for nice swing longs to the other way. If you're getting jumpy, there's Italian yellow flag news coming out. Wait and see. Just trying to redo some fibs now. Okay. Yeah, it did, Toby. 56 can get up to its gap. And FDAX somehow gets above yesterday's low. This will probably turn. Now, if it closes below, we could be in a free fall to the downside. So let's wait and see. Yeah, this could tumble now. So Daxi, Nazi, you've pushed in those 76 and failed. So I was a little slow on calling that one. Sorry, guys. Yep. FVSX is at 76s, but right at a previous low. Yes. Take that off. So that weekly 50, that's pushed off. So I was a little slow giving you that one, guys. I'm starting to fade in the second hour myself. FESX pushing to its gap, so it might fail here. So now, so if you did manage to get off those 76s, well done. I was just a little slow to give you the entry price on that. Yeah, well done, guys. Let's see if Daxi wants to free fall now. Because if it does, it's going to fall hard. Here we go. Maybe not. Okay, I might have to try and find. Let's tidy up my chart a little bit. Okay. That one's gone. There's a 60-minute 1618 there that it's failed. S1, yes. This one's hiding just below here. So it might be the safest place for us. But that's 1618's holding because the 141 held, the 131 held. That's why I love fibs. Once it honors one, I'm more confident in the second, which it did really well there. So I just know, and you can see it bounce off that 1618. It may not hold again because there is so much selling to this downside, but the initial bounce was quite good. It might want to come towards S1 all the way down here. It's an old one I can get rid of. Okay, Nazi, you're getting a ratio-based static bar long. Now, you'd want to push down first, and you're going long off the body. Okay. All right. Really convincing. ES, you've got the same trade. But this may want to just bolt to the downside now. Everything's looking quite short. So potentially, it's maybe safest to leave this trade. So there's a bounce now off the S1 on DAX if you want to take a single touch because FESX is also into 76s. So just be careful because this could be catching a falling knife. NASDAQ, I can't, unless you can hold the risk. There's a 76 long, but I think this is going to keep going short. Okay, there you go. So well done if you did take a short there, guys. Some traders were short. ES is into 76s. It will probably bounce there, but I'm a little bit wary because there's a bit of a meltdown on all markets. So there's that bounce on NASDAQ, FDAX. NASDAQ, you're getting your bounce now. These V3s are valid, but it's because of ES. Just keep that in mind. FDAX, well, let's wait for this candle to close, please. Nazi, same for you, preferred, but there will be the cowboys that are taking these V3s longs. So we're just going to wait for a potential reversal. It's actually been hard to put you into sells. You've always had something in the way or too much risk. This candle here was the key. But it was in the last 5 minutes, and we don't take the last 5 minute candle, but that's gone really well. Actually, I'm very tempted by that V2. I think we just need to wait for this candle to close. I mean, it might go, yeah. So it's gone without me, which is annoying. So well done if you did take it. Sorry if I talked you out of it. NASDAQ, those V3s have paid now. Well done, guys. Well done. Yeah, so was I, Toby. I'm always very cautious, but when I'm moderating, especially with TTP, because there's a little bit more going on, I'm even more cautious. So it's a little bit difficult. So we're potentially going to get reversal signals on all markets. The issue will be the risk. So you have to be very careful how we take these, because sometimes they can just push up, take your entry, and go the other way. All right. FDAX is good because it's off a pivot, and FESX is off some strong Fibonacci. The issue is going to be the risk, because the risk, technically you're outside the range. You've got a V3 there, but your risk is about 40 points. So if we get a push down, you can go off the body, which makes it about 32 2 points. NASDAQ, you're going to be going off the body after a retrace, but again, your risk is getting pretty high. What you're rejecting at is you've got 25,000. You're at 25,000. So NASDAQ, ES, retrace down, then look to go off the body if that is part of your plan. Same with FDAX, but again, the risk is getting pretty high on those trades. Or you can take the V3s. You want to retrace and rejection first. Yeah, you're right, Michael. They're kind of a nothing. They just look good, don't they? There was my chart frozen. Just waiting patiently. The volume is being sucked out of the market here. We need a fresh hit on FDAX or FESX to turn. So the American, this is why we wait for that retrace first, because that retrace is now quite deep. So no, there is a 76 reversal now in ES. If that's your trade, you got the lower low. You can go long there around 86.50. Just keep in mind, we have quite a big sell down here. So FDAX traders, if you are long, The first V3 is paid, off the body is paid, the V2 is paid, the second V3 has now paid also. So well done. Fair enough. What we need is you need FESX to pop above it, and then it's going to really go. So ES, there's the lower low. That's the lower low on the long on ES. So well done for that. FDAX traders, if you did pick up that long, amazing work, guys. Some of you have picked up 20 points or more. Some have picked up 5s and 10s, which is just beautiful as well. The risk was a little high for some. We had that retrace there. Version 3s. Oh, Caleb, huge trade. Caleb's taken this one. You've taken this one short. Have you? No, 735. This one. You've taken this one up here short. Awesome trade, mate. Well done. So 60. Oh, you got stopped out for 62. Well done. See you guys if you're heading off. Well done, mate. Beautiful trading. Awesome job. Well done. This is the only candle you had to survive, Caleb. Once you got through that one, it was easy. Yep. Could be getting a swing short. Another long setting up for NASDAQ off the body. Another long setting up for ES off the 76. Eventually, these won't hold, though, because they're Fibonacci, so they don't hold as strong as pivots. So it's failed once, twice. Will it hold a third time? Wait and see. NASDAQ, if you did take the SBR, you're through 20s now. So you had 25,000 and a 76 holding you up. So allowed you to go long. ES, look at that. Match low, lower lows. Again, wins 76s. Awesome job, guys. American market's having a lot of fun today. FDAX, you had a lot of fun if you caught an early short. And unfortunately, if you weren't able to hold the wrist, you probably missed out on the turn there. Thank you, mate. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. FDAX, FESX. I'm going to swing this around. Well done, mate. Awesome job today. So Toby, there's a long setting up above the candle. Nazi, sorry. That long's finally starting to take shape. Same with ES. So you got the longs off the 76s, the static bar. Sorry, guys, I was a little slow to giving you entry price. But you can see this is what we've been waiting for it to run out of steam. Now it's starting to turn. This is why I love Fibonacci. Because when our brick walls, like our pivots, aren't there, because we've moved too far, the Fibonacci can really aid in getting us into a trade. Oh, wouldn't it ever? NASDAQ going off the charts. Okay. So FDAX, you're gearing up for longs, static bar reversal longs. Your FESX has provided a 4-point turning bar. Your entry will be above the candle. It's a Toby long as well. Oh, I'd like it to be a little green. Doesn't matter though. But NASDAQ, I can't send you long because of the risk, and you're straight back into some resistance. Same with ES, but they are stunning, stunning longs. Very strong candles to the high side. So some of you will still look for a push down in the long. It's got a fair bit in the way, but there's so much buying at the moment. With the American markets, it might just go. All right. So it looks like we're long here. It's the pop long, all the long traders.
Hello, everyone.
All right.
Hello, Cody. Can you hear me?
Hello, how are you? Yes, I've got you.
How was the session?
We had to navigate some high volatility early on, but the American markets actually went really well. Some of them managed to get nice shorts, and then especially ES and NASDAQ, we had three beautiful reversal candles, people were able to bounce and pick up multiple trades, and it eventually just turned really hard. FDAX, we had to wait. Some people picked up really nice shorts. We're talking 1 to 2,000 US dollars shorts, and then we've just waited patiently for it to run out and start to turn, which some traders are in a trade long now. So good job to all those guys. Patience pays.
So to sum up, how many trades and how many take profits and stop losses?
I don't know how many trades we had today. Truckloads is probably the answer. I kind of lost count. So yeah, we had a lot of fun. Depending on your trading plan, I think the Americans won this one today. They had a lot of opportunities to pick up some short targets.
Cool. That's very nice to hear that. It's very nice that you, as usual, could have an opportunity to show the guys your approach and to show how to do it, right? So the people can learn from you. It's so nice. It's really nice to have you. And the volatility, was it really high? Unexpectedly high?
Yep.
Do you think there are some reasons to have volatility today, or just random?
Today's definitely because of geopolitical things, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see the guys writing +5, +5.
Yeah. Yep. So just right on the death there, we were able to pick up another nice reversal trade on FDAX. So that's gone 5s and 10s points for a lot of people, which is on one contract's 125 to 250 US dollars for many traders.
Cool. That's very nice to hear that. I'm really happy for everyone who got all of the trades and who got all of the guidance from Cody. And I want to thank you, Cody, one more time for having this live trading room as usual on Thursdays together with us, the Trading Pit. Really, really happy to have you with us, and really, really happy that you can guide the guys and you can show your approach to the market. And as usual, get tons of trades, so many trades that you cannot even remember the number of trades, right?
Yeah.
Cool. We're
A lot
gonna
of fun.
finish for today. We're gonna end the session right now. I wanna say everyone stay safe, stay disciplined. After a good session, it's very important to not rush and to not turn on ego mode when you continue trading, even though sometimes it's just better to stay away from the charts, go do something else, relax, and come back stronger tomorrow. Cody, thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for guidance. Yes, maybe Cody is not with us. Maybe, yeah, I think he lost the connection. So everyone, thank you very much for joining. It was really nice, as usual. And we wish you a wonderful rest of the day.